In this video, we're going to cover how to come up with your custom merchant SKUs for each of your products at your different suppliers. So this is just a small list of suppliers that are used, but your future employer may or may not use these particular ones, or they may have additional ones that they use. So you have a list of vendors over here, and I'm going to go through where to find what we need on each of their websites on a particular product. These are the abbreviations for these suppliers over here that we use in our custom SKU. And these are the unique identifiers that we find on the supplier's website page to include in our custom SKU. So I'm going to go over all of these, and as more come up, your future employer may tell you what to use and what not to use. But this is what we're going to be using for now. So for all modern, I have that opened over here. We use the abbreviation ALM, and item number is what we use. Okay, so I'm just going to open up actually a quick notepad here so we can work on this. Okay, so if we come over here, we find the item number right here, okay, in the URL. So that is the item number that we copy, and that is the exact same number if you scroll down here. Okay, under specifications, that is the same thing as the part number, and that's the same number over here. So instead of looking for it over here, it's just easier to copy it from right up there. Okay, so if we were to list this product, what we would do is the abbreviation would be ALM for all modern, so we know what supplier we're from. We put a hyphen or a dash, then we come over here and copy the item number and put it over here. And then now what we do is, if you look over here, you can see this is a variation product, which essentially means that there are either different colors, different sizes, different designs of it available, or it can be a combination of all those variations. So in this situation, this one has different sizes. So you can see that there's this size, there's this size, and there's this size. And if you notice up here, this doesn't change with any of the sizes that we're choosing. Okay, just the picture slightly changes. So when different variations or options are available for a particular product, and say that you wanted to list all three of them, okay, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you wanted to list all three of these products, or all three of these sizes, because this item number remains the same and the supplier abbreviation remains the same, how do you differentiate? So what you would do is, for one of the sizes, you would put 111 at the end, so that could be the smallest size. For the medium size, you could put 222, and for the third size, you can put 333, right? Because there are three different options. So no SKU can be repeated. Every SKU can only have one unique custom-made SKU. So you can't have three different products with the same SKU. Something in that SKU needs to be a little bit different from another SKU, so they're not the exact same. And that is why when it comes to variations of color, size, or whatever combination, we just add a 111 or a 222 at the end of it. And every sequential variation, the numbers at the end just change around a little bit. Okay, so if we were just listing the smallest and the largest, I could take this out, and this could be indicative of my small, and this could be indicative of my medium size, or of my larger, the biggest product size over here. And since both of these are unique SKUs, they are not exactly the same. Even though the first two parts of them is the same, the last one is what makes them unique. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So that is for all modern. The next one is Bed Bath & Beyond, and from Bed Bath & Beyond, the abbreviation is BBB, and we take the SKU number as the unique identifier. So we have a product over here on Bed Bath & Beyond. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the SKU. So you can either scroll down or you can go Control F to find the SKU. Okay, so the SKU is usually located over here. So this is the SKU for Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if you look over here, this is similar to the SKU number down here, but this one has a 10 in front of it. So again, this is what we've always used. So we're just going to copy the SKU and make a customized SKU for it. So again, the abbreviation for Bed Bath & Beyond is BBB. Okay, then I put a dash. Then I copy the SKU from here and I paste it. Now, if you look over here, this product has no variations, which means there's no other colors available. In this particular listing, there's no other size available. There's no other sort of variation available for this particular listing. There may be other colors available, but in this particular listing, you can see that there's no place where you can pick options, or there's no drop-down menu where you can pick a particular style that you wanted. So in this situation, there is no need to add a 111 or a 222 at the end, because there is no other product on this page that has the same SKU, right? Because if this was also available in gray and there's a drop-down menu and you could pick gray, the SKU would remain the same. Therefore, that's why, since you would have two of the same SKUs, you would have to make it more unique by entering either 111 or 222. But in this situation, since there is no variation, or there is no other thing that is making it similar to another SKU, we don't need to put anything after that. The next one is Bye Bye Baby. Okay, so if you look at their abbreviation, it's BAB dash, and they also concentrate on the SKU. So their website's very similar to Bed Bath & Beyond. So if I just scroll down here, or I can search it up here, okay, it takes me over here to the SKU. And again, you can notice this number is similar to this number, except for the fact that this one has 1 and 0 in front of it. And that's not always the case. It just happens to be in this situation and the previous situation. So I just copy the SKU. After the dash, I paste it. And when I look up here, I see that there's no other colors or drop-down menus available. So therefore, I don't need to add another unique identifier after letting me know this is a variation product. There is only one of these, and there's no other size or color, so I can leave it as is. The next one I'm going to use is Costco. So Costco is this over here, Costco.com, and they're going to use the item number. So I put in COS for the abbreviation, and then we look for the item number. So if you look on this page, the item number is right over here. Okay, so it's not up here, it's over here. So all I do is I copy this item number and paste it after the dash. And then you'll also notice that there is no drop-down menu with any other option or color or anything of this particular product available. So we will leave it as is. We don't need to add a 111, 222, or anything in terms of that, because there's no variation of this color or this product present. It's only this one particular product on the supplier's page. Okay, next one is Cymax. So their vendor abbreviation is CMX, and then we look for the item number. So we can scroll down to find it as such, or we can go Control F and look for item, right? And if you see, it finds it over here. It says item number. There it is right there. It's not anywhere in the URL. It's right there. So I'm going to copy the item number, paste it, and then over here, when you come down, you notice that there are several different colors or finishes available for this product. So this is a variation product, which means there are several different variations, whether it's size, color, or whatnot, available. So if I was to list, 2 or 3 of these products, or even all of these variation colors, I would need to add a 111 at the end. If I listed another one, I would add a 222 at the end. If I listed another one, I would add a 333 at the end to make each of them unique. Okay, so if I was only adding the natural maple, I would leave it as that. But if I was adding the natural maple, I could use that as 111. And then if I was adding the if I was adding the white, I would just copy that down here. And instead of 111, I'd put 222. So this one would be for natural maple, or whichever one I want. And this one would be for another finish to make them unique. I hope that makes sense so far. So for Home Depot, the vendor variation is HDP dash, and they want the internet number. So if you look over here, Home Depot has a few different numbers available: the model number, the internet number, and the store SKU number. What we are using is the internet number, which either is up here if you want to use it from up here. The internet number is right here, the 2067-11350, or it's just down here as well. So I'm just going to copy it from down here. Copy, paste, and then if you notice, there are two different options available, or colors available. So there is a Mediterranean bronze and a stop resist brushed nickel. So if I was listing both of them, I would make one of the SKUs 111 to represent one, and the other SKU 222 to represent the other option available. So again, I would put dash 111 and then 222 if I was listing both. If I'm not listing both, I can leave it as is. So if I was only listing the brushed nickel and not the Mediterranean bronze, I would just leave it as that. Even though a variation is present here, we're not listing it, so therefore our SKU is still custom. So for Mills, Fleet, and Farm, the vendor abbreviation is FLE, and then we look for the product number. Oops. Let's find that again. Oh, you can just go anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to use this for example. So it says to use the product number. So this is the product number from Mills Fleet Farm. Okay, then I just copy that and I use that, or you can even copy it from up here. I'm going to copy that, paste it over here, and since there's no variations or different colors present of this, I'm going to leave it as is. Or no other sizes available for this, I'm going to leave it as is. Next is overstock, and we use the item number for overstock. So OVR, and then for this particular product, we find the item number. So you can either do it by scrolling down, or you can go Control F, but the item number is right here. So I copy the item number and I paste it over here. Again, if you scroll up, you'll see that there's different options available. So there are 3 different options available for this product. One with the 4 chairs, one with the 6, one with the 8. Okay, so what we're going to do, and the item number is over here as well if you need. So what we're going to do is, if we were going to list the one with the 4 chairs and the one with the 8 chairs, one of them would have dash 111 and the other would have dash 222. Right? But if I wanted to list all 3, then I would have, another one that said dash 333. Now Wayfair, we use the SKU. So Wayfair's abbreviation is WAY. And then the SKU. So the SKU for Wayfair is right up here. Okay? So you can either search Control F it to find it, or you can just copy the SKU from here and paste it over here. And then again, you have different finishes. You have the black, you have the pink, and you have the white. So if you were going to list all of them, you can put dash 111 dash 222. If you were going to list one of them, you can leave it as is. If you were going to list all three, then you would add the -111, -222, -333 each time after these. So I'm going to list 2 of them. You don't have to list 2 of them. You can list 1 of them or you can list 3 of them. It depends on what you're competitive with, right? So Wayfair Supply is exactly the same method, just with a different abbreviation. The last one is Walmart in getting the item number. So the Walmart abbreviation is WAL. And then their ID or item ID we get from up here. So we don't use this Walmart number. We use the item ID up here. So the 194851767. So we copy the item ID from up there. We paste it here. There's no variations. So we leave it as is. Okay, so I hope that makes sense where we get each of the numbers that we need or the identifiers that we need that are listed over here. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I have an example over here. So if you have the same product with 2 different colors, you would add a 111 and 222 for the 2 different colors or 2 different sizes. And the same thing for the first variation, add 111, for the second add 222, and on, right? So again, if you have any questions, let me know, but these are just some of the suppliers. The method is essentially the same for all of them, and as more suppliers come in, you're more than welcome to ask your future employer what unique identifier in terms of this they would like you to use and what abbreviation for the vendor they would like you to use. But the method, the criteria essentially is the same, that you would put the vendor abbreviation, the unique identifier they want you to put, and if it's a variation, add the 111, 222 at the end, etc. If it's not, leave it as is. And if it's and you only add the 111 and 222 if you are listing multiples. So if you are listing more than 1 color in the variation or more than 1 size in the variation on the supplier's website. So if you're only listing the black or the small and you're not listing the other 2, then you don't need to add the 111 and 222, etc. at the end. If you are listing more than 1, so if you're listing the white and the pink, or you're listing the small and the large, then you need to add it for each of those different variation options. So again, any questions, please let me know, but I hope that makes sense. Thank you.